Welcome to the Infinite Life podcast. I'm your host, Katische Haberfield. This podcast is a journey of discovery as we learn how the soul evolves over various incarnations to understand all about the complexities of being a human being who has to bravely navigate viewing life as a non-dualistic struggle between good and evil through consciousness-raising experiences that test our valor.
Hello, this is Julie again with an introduction to the final session of the Healer's Path series of regressions. This one is the so-called future life regression, which, since there is no such thing as time, is not exactly accurate, but it's the best we can do with our human brains. So what really stood out to me in listening to this final recording stood out even more than during the session, was how good Katische is at making this pragmatic and making this useful. It's fun and it's cool to be in it, but she tries to really draw some very specific answers from my future self, from my higher self, from guides, anybody who shows up, to make it matter to the now me. So that was what was really cool. So the first stop was a cool sanctuary, a lifetime really identifying, seeing a future life as a healer. And that was a beautiful space for me. Again, bringing in the concepts of simplicity, of kind of facilitating people's healing of themselves through just giving them space. So there's nothing mystical, especially mystical about it. Although there was some more advanced stuff that we saw briefly that tied in with ancient Egypt, and I really don't know what to think about all that. It's cool, but I think I have future exploration on that for sure in the cards. And then, she being Katische, really made a point of helping me understand how did I get to that point from where I am now and what blocks were in the way. So that's where the pragmatic stuff comes in. It's really useful. From there, and she also had me asking myself, my future self questions, which was a neat twist and very useful. We found a little monkey man hiding when I was looking for somebody who's important person in a future lifetime. Another part of kind of a shadow self thing. We released some more, we explored a possible future life to really get a sense of how does it feel to be there? Is that the right path to go down if I had made a certain choice in this lifetime? So that was an interesting exercise. And if I do this in this lifetime, where could that lead to, and how does that feel? And the feeling is what gives you the clue as to whether that's the right way to go or not. So that was really useful. And then once again, we called in higher self to help answer some questions about how I can get this in this lifetime, really get myself on track as a healer. So we got some clues to that. And then we found another little hanger on and analyzed a little dream about a Ouija board. There was some interesting stuff in this. And ultimately, I feel like I have a really clearer sense of kind of the essence of what I need to do. Not necessarily the specifics, which is fine, but the essence of what really feels right to me on my healer's path. And I have a much better sense of what that means. And then putting these 3 sessions in the context of zooming out and looking at them in the context of other sessions I've had, other work I've done, it's really useful. This has been an amazing thing. But this is not the overview video. This is the intro to part 3. I hope you enjoy it.
And I want you to imagine a staircase. This time, let this staircase go up. So you can ascend. Go up, rise up, higher and higher, like a stairway into the sky, or a place of spacious radiance. Notice the stairway's color and texture. It can be white like marble or made of light like clouds that move you effortlessly higher with every step. You may even see it as like an escalator. Your thought to walk can take you up the staircase with 20 steps going up now. With 1, 2, becoming more aware. 3, 4, awareness expanding. 5, 6, as you go higher. 7, 8. The higher you go, the more the view opens up. So 9, you are less part of earthly dramas. 10, 11, and can breathe easy and free. Higher. 12, 13, and higher as you approach a dimension of insight and healing. 14, 15, up to a place where you can request your spirit guides to help you. 16, 17, requesting your higher self, inner wisdom, and superconscious mind to come forward to help you. 18, 19, to access and heal past and future lives. As you get ready to step up into the place of light, peace, and wisdom. That's it for 20. Now be there. Opening and stepping into this place of light and wisdom now. Notice if it's like a pristine crystal temple or a place in nature like a light garden, a place of pure light energy. Find a place where you can relax completely and be filled and surrounded with light, refreshing and healing. With your plants and trees, red roses, orange fruits and yellow flowers, green plants, blue of the sky above, and a violet highlight of a flowering tree. Scan and discover the most relaxed part of your body. Send that energy to each part of your body. And imagine you are reclining in the healing temple. Notice or create crystal above you. Imagine it can send energy to your chakras. And the red, yellow, and orange colors and energy of the lower chakras, opening, energizing your journey, connecting with the green of your heart chakra and the blue of your throat chakra, so you can feel and express your heartfelt truth. Up to your third eye and crown chakras. So focus now on your forehead and notice the sensations and colors of indigo. Focus now on the top of your head and notice the sensations and colors of violet. Imagine that the whole body is translucent and accepting of your own inner wisdom. Notice the colors and swirling opening energy that's guided to where your body needs it to prepare to heal past lives and progress to future lives. Now you can invite your spirit guides. Send that request now by saying in your mind, I ask my spirit guides to come and help progress to future lives relating to the healer's path. You have accessed resources and learned about blocks by regressing to the present life and past life events and people. You have accessed your spirit guides and higher self. And now we ask for assistance from our soul group, your soul group, directly or indirectly, to clear interactive karma with others on the healer's path, and to set new intent and dedication to help each other in future lives. So now we ask for the assistance from the Soul Council, directly or indirectly, to clear blocking karma and release new karmic actions we can take in this life to fulfill our life purpose for this incarnation on the healer's path, and to realize where these can take us into future lives. You can confirm our intention. You can repeat in your mind, I ask for guidance and inspiration for future actions on the healer's path. I ask for guidance and inspiration for future actions on the healer's path. In your beautiful place in nature with your healing temple, I now want you to imagine a mirror that has the power to show you information about your soul's future journey. Notice the shape and color of your mirror. Imagine your present day face reflected in the mirror. See your eyes, your inner energy. Now imagine your face a few years from now, acting as a healer that has moved or is moving to the next level of your healer's journey. Notice your energy and presence as a healer. Notice your body language, the way you move, the sound of your voice. Notice the place you're in and any people around you and how they respond to you. And now find or create a tunnel that can take you into a future life relating to your healer's path. Soon you can walk into that tunnel, and halfway down the tunnel you can find a mirror that can reflect your future life face. Then you can walk down the tunnel and into the future life scene. With 5, walk into the tunnel, with the garden facing behind you, and the tunnel darkens. With 4, you can come to the mirror which has soft lighting, so you can see your future life face coming into focus. With 3, getting clearer. First impression, is that face male or female?
Female.
Female, okay. And what are your other first impressions with your hair, your eyes, your clothes, and your ethnicity?
I have light skin and long white hair, actually. I have blue eyes.
So I want you to continue walking down the tunnel so you can emerge into the future life scene relating to your healer's path. With 2, walking to the end of the tunnel, the light growing and drawing you forward. With 1, stepping outside. Are you inside or outside?
Outside.
Okay.
It's like a courtyard.
Courtyard. And what do you know about this time period that you're in?
This feels It feels like the future.
How do you describe it?
Place.
Yeah. Give
It's a
yourself.
big, very large. Yeah, it's a very large building with a huge courtyard, and we're standing in it. Not other people. There's grass.
Mhm.
The building is super tall. Right, it's quite tall, and it just forms a big square around it with it's more ornate than a square, but it's a square shape over a basic shape.
Okay. And what are you doing right now?
We're standing in a circle.
Okay. What are you saying and thinking?
Doing some kind of ceremony. It's not a ceremony, it's an activity,
Mm-hmm.
kind of a routine activity.
Okay. What's the purpose of this activity?
Just a way to start the day. It's a group intention setting maybe, or
Mhm.
a process. It's a process of bringing everybody into coherence
Mhm.
to accomplish something.
Okay. And what is your profession? Is it related to this circle?
This feels like a monastery type place.
Mhm.
I think we all live there and practice our whatever we do. It's very much like a monastery. There's different types of activities that go on, and everybody rotates through them,
Mhm.
through the different tasks, jobs. People come and go, and we all live there.
And are these tasks healing tasks? Are you a healer?
Some of, I think, yeah, some of them are, and it's a place where people come. It's a sanctuary. That's just how it's nice. It's like a sanctuary. It's not like a sanctuary. It is a sanctuary.
So tell me more. Show us to a moment where you are healing somebody, so we can understand.
It's it's really basic. They're a little. I'm standing in the room, just really simple. There's a person lying on a bed, and I'm just caring for them,
Mhm.
putting a cool washcloth on their forehead because they're just so weary. You're, they need rest. So yeah, we're serving them. We're serving them and giving them space to encourage their own healing process by letting them be at rest,
Okay.
letting them. So the healing is really subtle. It's coming from them. We're just providing space for it, at
Okay.
least in this moment, in this task that I'm doing. Maybe that's stage one. Feels
Okay.
like the initial part of this. People have to.
Mhm.
I have a sense that these are some of the people that come are people who have been in terrible conflicts and stuff. They've had no peace. This is a place of peace.
Tell me more.
There's different stages. Yeah, I'm seeing water flowing. There's a place where there's water. I think there's a real understanding here of how water heals,
Mhm.
how to use water. It doesn't feel like anything super esoteric. It's basic. That's why I say
Mhm.
it's basic.
What else do you know?
There's a sense of
a sense of deep knowledge gathered here. It's almost like palpable energy. There's a knowledge of how to use plants and all this basic stuff. But there's somehow that knowledge is suspended over the place. I can't describe what I mean, but I get a sense of that. Almost like in the air or something.
What else is being revealed to you?
I'm seeing light. I'm seeing light energy being shown to me. I don't know how it's aesthetic. Yeah, this is a complex. So there's different kinds of healing. There's underground stuff using the earth, magnetism. There's light, there's air, like it's elements are harnessed here because they're understood and they're respected. I'm seeing kids now. I think this is being taught to children. It's big. It's a really huge place. It's like it does have a fortress-like feel to it. Also, it's big and it's really solid. It doesn't feel like it's fenced off or anything, but it is substantial and it is. It's hard somehow. It's the word bolstered, buttressed, or something just came in to me. Even though it's a place of peace, it is protected.
Okay. And is this on Earth?
Question. I don't know. I don't know where it is.
Okay. So it may not be relevant, but you can take us to a moment now where we can see. So a lot of this is talking, you've said the words basic and using the elements, but and the clients teaching themselves how to heal internally themselves. What about your abilities though? I want you to see how your future abilities have developed. What improvements have you realized and made? And preview how they developed.
When you ask me that, I see myself sitting in a form of meditation, and there's a lot of producing a lot of something. There's a lot of power somehow associated with that sitting. So the improvement from now is huge. I just have a lot more powers. It's a power. It sounds weird to say that word, but understand.
So what
It's
we're
a
going
connection. It's a connection.
All right. So what we're going to ask your
Really strong.
We're going to ask your mind stream is to show you, preview to you the stages, how you develop this connection so that you can make notes in your mind to bring back this ability into this lifetime.
It's really not complicated. I'm seeing lots of sitting, lots of meditation. It's sitting, lots of sitting in nature. This has to be earth because there's a lot of earth energy in the underground spaces.
Okay.
Or earth. It's observing cutting out the excess, just whittling things down and being observant, being open. There's nothing complicated. Not so far anyway.
And can you show us how you released previous blocks to being a healer? I want you to feel the relief of and see maybe even a condensed movie sized fast forward of how you, as Julie, left behind previous blocks and resistance to being a healer.
So I'm seeing myself doing some kind of martial art like Tai, which is something I've never done.
Okay.
I'm seeing I standing there with my arms out, like turning my arms in circles and doing this body movement thing. It's about movement. I'm seeing energy moving from earth to through the body,
Mm-hmm.
using that as a natural channel
Mm-hmm.
to unplug, to flow.
Mm-hmm. And what I want you to do is I want you to feel the relief that your soul feels now that you are using the natural, easy, simple, uncomplicated healing abilities that the earth gives you and that you have within. And I want you to get familiar with what it is like to operate with these old weights lifted off your shoulders. Get used to this natural, easy feeling, the natural integration between yourself and the energy of the earth and the elements. So it becomes your new normal. So you no longer look for complicated, difficult ways to train and learn how to be the healer or spiritual being you think you should be, so that you realize that everything you need is already around you naturally, and so that you feel right now this natural integration and understanding of the energy, so that it becomes an automatic part of how you feel from this moment on going into the future. And I want you to notice how all the things you've learnt in your past lives build and come together. And I also want you to notice how, if there are any challenges or events that come up that could have been blocks, now that you're able to use the energy to unblock them before they even become blocks in your mind stream. And now I want you to fast forward to a moment in that life where it's like you got a big promotion or you unlocked a new level as a healer. And I want you to notice if you achieved a level of mastering while doing a form of healing in a session. Notice if you take on a role as a teacher or a mentor to healers. What do you see, hear, and feel there now?
I feel like I'm in a higher realm. There's a lot of golden light. Sounds weird, but I'm seeing wings. I don't know what the wings are.
Okay.
I'm seeing all this golden light.
Mm-hmm.
This is something to do with the sun.
The sun?
Yeah, there's a part of this. This is the space that's related to the energy of the sun.
Okay. Beautiful. So from this place of future life mastering or teaching, let that future life you act as a master, a mentor, and a teacher to you right now. Listen to what they can tell you about healing or leading healers. What do you now know?
Images, shapes, really. So, bands of color. What I know is that it's all there. You just have to open to it.
Now, you are allowed to ask yourself questions, and you can ask them out loud. Ask to have that level of future life wisdom available to you as a form of intuition in this life. What questions would you
And I
ask yourself?
Ray, how will I recognize when I'm blocking myself? Should I do then? So, just feeling this warmth. I almost feel like I'm being told to. That I'll feel it in my chest. It's rising, this energy rising up into my throat.
Mm-hmm.
And the message is sounds really weird, dumb, but not dumb, but stop and just face the sun. Literally
Okay.
stop and face the sun.
Okay. Bring light to it.
Yeah, just stop.
Mm-hmm.
Awareness just evaporates it. All of this stuff is not, it's just not real. It's not solid. It's a mental thing. You just you invent.
Mm-hmm.
Be there, can or not be there. It's a choice.
What other questions do you have for yourself?
Curious about this, what these wings are. I want to see them again. I want to see what that was. This is symbolic. It's the level of achievement. I just keep seeing the wings, the an upright figure with gold, with these wings is gold, represents symbolic for representing this achievement. The top level of, not the top, realm. Now I'm thinking about Egypt, Osiris. I'm seeing images from Egypt.
Mm-hmm.
Holy crap.
What?
I don't know. This just feels like there's this whole new level that I just popped up to in my. I don't know why I'm thinking of Egypt.
So your son
Yeah.
Ra was the god.
Yeah.
Do you have a connecting memory of this knowledge that you've always known, and particularly in an Egyptian lifetime, about the light and Ra?
I think that's why this popped in. It was just seeing symbols. I think some look like the Egyptian, but I keep seeing the tip top of the pyramids. There's something about that. There's something about gold, the sun.
Mhm. Yep, the pyramids used to have a golden top. Mhm.
Yeah, but I don't know why I'm seeing that.
It's alright, but you can look further. You can have part of your mind can stay in the future, and that part of your mind can then redirect the scene in the past, so you can see both things at once.
Yeah, there's a parallel for sure between that Egyptian knowledge and this realm, this level or room that I was shown with the gold.
Mhm.
It's the same thing. It's just different, coming at it from different directions.
Okay, yep.
That knowledge of it's more than the sun. It's like something behind the sun.
What's behind the sun?
That's real sun. And it's a disc. I don't know where I said that. There's a disc of light. I just see this disc of light writing on it. It's- And it's starting. There's information to be collected or translated. I guess it's light codes. I don't even know what
Right?
light codes are.
Yep, light codes. Yep,
I've
that
heard
makes
of
sense to
them.
me.
I don't
Yep.
know anything about it, but there's different ways to access that, to collect it. The
Mhm.
pyramids were part of that, and that's what's happening, I think, in this other place.
I want you to see now how the simple act of Julie facing towards the sun allows Julie to receive light codes from the sun behind the sun.
It's instinctive to
Mm.
turn to the sun. That's why we
Mhm.
all feel so good when the sun shines on us.
Mhm.
It's just getting written on. Our bodies are literally being written on
Mhm.
and changed and created at the same time. It's also pressure. Just have to get out of the way.
Mm. And we have to stop being afraid of the sun, don't we?
Yeah. It's good. It's very good.
Yeah. Human bodies need sunlight and contact onto the skin. All right. So what I want you to do now is that taking yourself to this future life scenario when you're in the sanctuary, I want you to notice the key people that are in the sanctuary with you. And specifically, I want you to mentally move to them and find the most significant person in the sanctuary. Let the first one be there and notice their eyes and face. Is this a friend or a family member, a healer or a teacher who is continuing with you on the healer's path? I want you to focus in on their eyes, their mannerisms, their energy, and their inner self. How are they familiar to you?
It's a young man.
Mm-hmm.
And it's pretty sure it's my son.
Your son?
Yeah. He just looks like him. He has the same round face and soft skin, and
I want you to ask him to
yeah.
give you a word or a memory so that he knows that it's you. Sorry, you know that it's him.
Oh, he said mother.
Well, that's pretty clear. Pretty
That's
clear
right.
to me.
It
Okay. So what patterns are repeating?
is.
What patterns are repeating or mirroring across lives into this future life, and how are you working together to help each other?
uh, pattern that I see is that he's more powerful than he realizes.
Mm-hmm.
He's purposely keeping himself a little bit, just a little bit under the radar.
Okay.
Still a little bit of self doubt.
Okay. And realizing that you have future lives together, and how can we resolve any negative energy or create positive energy to enhance your present relationship?
I'm picturing us sitting outside, and just being in nature together,
Mm-hmm.
listening to water,
Mm-hmm.
to the trees rustling. Those are codes too. Huh. It's a language. Listening to it together. That's all.
Okay. So now I want you to find the second most important to you in this lifetime, second most important person, and do the same thing. Find them, look into their eyes. Who are they?
I'm still
That's all right.
inside and through doors
Mm-hmm.
into it. almost feel like I've come into a room with a very, yeah, it's weird. It almost feels like deep within in this dark little room. Doesn't feel right. Like a little old man, a little curled up, kind of.
Who is this little old man?
Keeps keeps turning. You keep seeing a monkey. There's a monkey and then a man, and a monkey and a man. I
Mhm.
don't understand.
Okay. So is this man somebody that we have come to cross over? Is he actually just there in spirit form that needs help? Or is he symbolic of something?
He's definitely a. It seems like he's a secret.
Is a secret? Okay.
So maybe he is symbolic. That's why he's hidden away.
Can we
He's
bring
not bad.
No?
Go ahead, sorry.
No, you're right. Is he Could we ask Archangel Michael to bring his sword of truth to let us know about this man? What he represents?
He does represent something that I've brought along with me that I'm hiding.
Okay. All right. So now's the time to get the understanding on this. What is it that Archangel Michael wishes you to know about this man?
He's definitely symbolic. He's not real. He's not a,
Mhm.
he's a little balled up part of me that just doesn't want to let go. Or
Is this like a fragment of your personality?
feels separate. It feels almost like it's like a pocket. And this thing is in a pocket. This man. It's a it's like an abscess or something. That's the wrong word. It's separate.
Okay, but was he once part of you? Is he a discarded part of you? Let's see. Is there a thread?
Yeah. Yeah,
So
for sure.
there's a silver thread, right? So I want you to
Yeah.
gently bring him back in. Gently bring him back in. Tell him he's loved.
The collar.
I don't know if you need to pick him up and cradle him, hug him, or simply pick him up and put him into your heart.
I'm giving him a big hug.
Mm-hmm.
His baggage. Baggage. I'm getting this big wave of just knowing that this pertains to stuff in this lifetime. This is stuff I have to deal with, or it's going to come along with me. It's really clear.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is stuff that we can. Do you get a knowing that this is stuff that you can do through age regression in another session, or is it? How would they like you to deal with this?
I don't know. This is work I have to do. This is healing and healing relationships. I have to.
Healing
the
relationships.
human level.
Okay, healing relationships. Okay. I'm just making note here. You have to add a human level. And do you know who this pertains to?
Yeah,
Okay. So you're clear on that?
absolutely.
Okay, great. All right. So are we finished with this man now?
Yeah, there's one last thing that just came to me about him, which is that he came into me almost like a tree, like an ant almost. As he stood and grew, he became this tree-like figure, and then I hugged him and brought him in, and
Mhm.
and then all this knowing came in. But it's clear that I could still talk to him as this tree person
Okay.
to get some ideas for how to deal with this,
Okay, perfect.
to
Through
resolve
meditation?
this.
Through meditation?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. It's almost like he's a being
Mhm.
of his. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's pretty cool.
what about the monkey? Is the monkey still there?
Now he was switching back and forth.
Okay, all right.
And yeah,
All right. So we are now going to move to another scenario. So you may have a choice to make in your present life as Julie between options in your healing, career, relationships, or life direction. Imagine now an alternative choice you could take in this life. It could also be a choice of next step in your healer's path, like the way you go to the next stage or staying where you are. So I want you to confirm the alternative choice that has flashed behind your mind now and let me know out loud what's the alternative choice that would take you into a different path, different future life. Where's the cross point in this life as Julie that's coming up that could take you on a totally different path than the sanctuary?
it sounds crazy, but I see becoming a doctor. I
Okay,
don't know where that came from.
okay. So this is a career choice that you could make to go to become a doctor in this lifetime. Is that correct? Okay. All right. So now we can see this alternative present life action and intention can take you into a different future life or a different version of this future life. So with 3, I want you to go down a tunnel to a future life. 2, resulting from those alternative actions and intentions on the healer's path, where you chose to become a doctor instead in this lifetime, currently as Julie. With 1, ready to step out into the future that was a result of deciding to become a doctor. With 0 now. So you're in a subsequent lifetime as a result of a decision that you made as Julie to study and become a doctor. So this is the future of the doctor's life. I want you to notice whether you're male or female. Female, okay. And let me know a little bit about yourself, age, where you are, and what.
I feel like I'm seeing myself in front of a group of people
Mm-hmm.
explaining something. It's some kind of teaching situation.
I want you to notice your thoughts and feelings. How are you feeling in this moment?
Really interested in the subject.
What subject is this?
Curiosity. Yes. Something about something about hands, using hands, healing.
Healing hands or Reiki kind of thing?
I think so. Hands, it's definitely hands-on, though. It's not Reiki. I think it's
Okay, hands-on. Okay. All right. And what abilities do you have?
The ability to feel energy in the body, to diagnose, to understand where blockages are.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a very developed sensitivity coupled with knowledge of the body and the way energy flows through the body, and having practiced that, practicing
Okay.
this situation that I'm seeing. I'm good at explaining it too. Patient. I feel like I'm patient.
And what blocks do you encounter or overcome in order to get to this moment?
They sing. They sing. That word popped into my head when you asked me that.
Tell me more.
Some negativity about this scoffing kind of stuff.
Okay. And I want you to look around you, and you may need to move to another scene, but we want to understand the soulmates that you meet in this lifetime. So we're focusing to find one person who's a soulmate. Part of your soul family. Doesn't have to be romantic, or it can be, whatever you like.
It's like a best friend.
Mm-hmm. And this best friend, what repeating, balancing patterns unfold between the two of you?
It's very open. I'm not sure if this is answering the question, but there's definitely a feeling of being able to talk about anything, talk about all the weirdest stuff, and there's no shame in it. There's nothing. It's just excitement,
Mm-hmm.
sharing all this stuff.
And have you been in a life with them before? Or currently are they currently in your life as Julie, or have you met them yet?
It's it's the same exact energy as my friend in this life.
Okay.
And Peggy.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Now, this lifetime where you are the healer, the hands-on healer, what does this lifetime teach you about the effects of your actions and intentions in the present moment as Julie? So what you saw was a choice that you made, and we followed down a path where you chose to be a doctor and one where you didn't, and the future lifetimes on that. So the simple thing that comes to your mind about current life decisions that Julie could potentially make, what does your soul want you to know?
The stark difference with that life is the loneliness.
The one that we just saw, the
The
hands-on
being a
one?
doctor.
Okay.
So making the choice means not having a family. So choice,
Mm-hmm.
keeping the family central is what's being highlighted.
Okay, so
That makes sense.
which lifetime do you prefer, the sanctuary or the hands-on healer?
Oh, the sanctuary, if I had to choose between those two.
Okay. Because they're both healers, it's just different environments that you would be living in, right? Okay. And what's the most satisfying part of the sanctuary? lifetime? What appeals to you most about that?
The community, but
Mhm.
also the caring, the healing,
Mhm.
the sharing of that.
Mhm.
That's really gratifying.
But how sorry,
Really
just
gratifying.
can you just clarify for me, because I don't understand yet, but, that's because I can't see it in my own eyes. The other scenario where you're the male that's has the hands-on and diagnosing, what's the difference between that? Because can you just be really clear about the difference in the satisfaction levels? Why is that not as satisfying to your soul? I'm not making it wrong. I'm just curious for your soul. Why is that as not satisfying?
That life is a female too, and
Oh, female, sorry.
it's
Yep.
just that's okay. It's not it's not in touch with nature.
Not in
It's
touch with
just
nature. Okay.
it's really it's compartmentalized.
It's more clinical, right?
Yeah, more clinical, exactly. That's the word that just came to my mind too. Mhm.
Okay. So for Julie and Julie's soul, nature and healing and being involved in the elements is really something that really appeals to your soul. Is that correct statement or
Yes,
yeah.
that's true. Very
Okay. All
true.
right. Just it's very interesting in comparison to say what you're doing now, right?
Say that again.
How would you compare this sanctuary feeling to what you do now as a profession?
Oh, well, what I do now is clinical too. It's
Mhm.
very separated from nature.
Okay. All right. So what we're going to do back is I'm going to ask you to step back for a moment from both lifetimes. Just go back into a relaxing, comfortable chair, back into that place in nature where you were originally, the healing temple. And I want you to invite a spirit guide or your higher self in for a review. And specifically, what does, first of all, sorry, apologies, that's being a bit rude. Spirit guide, thank you for coming. Who's here for you, darling?
It's my higher self.
Your higher self. Okay. Higher self, thanks for coming. I just want to see, did we get to the crux of the thing for Julie there when we're looking at her healing and the nature and the community? Is that the crux of what you wanted to show her? Have we found the gold, so to speak?
Mm, definitely.
Definitely. Okay, beautiful. All right. And would you like to take, and only if this is best, Julie over to the Soul Council to get further advice on Julie's path in this lifetime, maximizing it to fulfill the purpose that she has? Or are you going to do that for us?
I can do it.
Okay, perfect. So, what we were wanting to do is give Julie some specific advice about knowing if she's on track, her current clinical career in the healing setting. So, what we're looking for is advice on any actions she should or shouldn't take to best put her in that trajectory that she really likes of the nature based sanctuary healing. Any words of wisdom for Julie today?
Patient.
Mm-hmm.
It's, it's definitely possible.
Mm-hmm.
There's a breadcrumb trail. We're already halfway down it.
Okay.
You just have to piece together, see that pattern,
Mm-hmm.
bide your time. This is one step at a time.
Okay, now Julie's higher self, I know that you can tell I'm a very impatient soul. So that is beautiful set of advice, and I know that I've been given that myself, but I find that very frustrating. I'm like, give me all the breadcrumbs now. So can we
You can't follow them if they're not in a trail. That it's just a pile of breadcrumbs.
Can we give her one tangible thing to look out for this year?
This year.
This year, 2023. What's something that you will be leaving as a clue for her?
Mm,
Could be a poem, a song, a color, a feeling, something that you're gonna implant in her mind now, so that she goes, "Oh, that's a sign. I need to look at that breadcrumb," rather than stand on it or walk past it or feed it to the dog or.
Hey, that's a fun idea. It's a really fun idea. She getting it's just postcard. There's a postcard.
There's a
I'm going to
postcard.
send a postcard. Yeah. I'm
Okay.
going to direct a postcard this way. And that's the place to look, to go, either to look or to go.
Okay. Perfect. I'm looking forward to Julie sending me a message when she gets this postcard. All
Okay.
right. Now, is there any reaffirmation that is required with members of her soul group to meet in future lives to help with each other's evolution, or is everything just working out perfectly?
So far, so good.
So far, so good. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Julie, before I wrap up this session, I just want to ask your higher self two things. Does Julie need to reaffirm her intent as a healer, knowing what she needs to do now? Or is this now solidified by participation in this series?
This is a start.
This is a start. Okay, because she was before we started this session, she was like, I don't know if I'm going to go down this path or not. So, yeah.
Yeah, follow the breadcrumbs.
Follow the breadcrumbs, look for the postcard. All right, perfect.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. And now, high self, Julie had a dream last night about a Ouija board. Was this symbolic, or do we need to do a quick jump back into a time either earlier in this life or a previous life where she actually did use a Ouija board, because we're not quite sure whether she's ever used one?
There's something hanging right here.
Okay.
Right there.
All right.
Came in a minute ago.
Okay. I was looking down at my notes. Yes, I can see the energy now. All right. And this energy that is there, I'd like to address it, please. Hi, my name is Katische. What's yours?
This doesn't even feel like a person.
Doesn't feel like a person? Okay. All right. Is this a negative entity or being?
It's the form.
It's a form. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
And this form, did it come out of a Ouija board?
No.
No. Okay.
No. The Ouija board is symbolic.
Symbolic. Okay. So how did this form get attracted to you? I want you to go to that moment in time where this form, this dark energy came towards you.
Some creepy old house.
Okay. And what were you doing?
I think this was some kind of trespassing situation in some abandoned place.
Okay. So this
in Washington.
Okay. So this form has never been a human being?
I think it's a fragment. This isn't
Fragments?
it's not it's some kind of fragment.
Okay. All right. So I'd like to call on the rescue spirits of light to surround the fragment that is next to Julie right now. Surround them in a circular net of light. Let this net surround and contain them in an inescapable truth of the light. Rescue spirits of light, let's help this dark fragment escape the fiction of their darkness and free them into their own light. Warrior spirits of light, protect every person and spirit in this area, including myself, Julie, and higher self. And rescue spirits of light, if there are any other entities around, I want us to rescue the people and spirits from the dark force entities. So we call on the rescue spirits of light to tighten the net of light to surround this fragment, not just and every other fragment that is nearby. And we want to show the fragment that it is actually light inside. Its core, inner core is light. It's not darkness. As you notice, fragment the inner core that you have that is light, you will notice that you are neither burning, being harmed, disappearing, or being destroyed. And that it is time to allow this speck of light within to grow bigger and bigger. And this fragment will become 100% light, as though it is turning to the light and absorbing the light codes, the sun rays. It's absorbing all the positive energy. And we ask the rescue spirits of light to return this fragment to source so it can reintegrate with light and all that is. What do you see, Julie?
I'm seeing like very light over here.
Mm-hmm.
It's very awesome. A hand going thumbs up.
Thumbs up? Okay, done. Yeah. All right, I think that's Michael. Was that Archangel Michael?
Okay.
Yeah.
Very-
He does cryptic
That's funny.
cryptic clues like that to me. All right, so perfect. Done. I just want you to scan the surrounding area as our final moments together. Is there any other energy that needs addressing today?
Nothing jumps out. It's
Okay.
peachy.
Feels peachy? All right. I just want you to float on high above your body. Imagine you're laying in a recliner chair now. And we're just looking for anything that is going to impede you on your healer's path. Any thought forms or emotions that need to be released today before we go so that you can feel free?
There's a blue ball in the middle, right in my core.
Okay, let's have a look at this blue ball. Once you focus in, imagine you have a torchlight. Focus this blue ball into this blue ball. What does it look like, sound like, feel like?
Feels like a rubbery blue mass.
Okay.
A little darker than sky blue.
What do you know about it? If it could say something, what would it say?
It's just lost.
It's lost?
Mhm.
Is it a person or just a feeling?
This feeling.
It's a feeling. Okay. And what would this feeling say to you? What is it looking for?
It just wants to get out. It's confusion.
Okay.
It's just collected there.
All right. So can you release this confusion?
Yeah. I'm picturing it breaking into lots of little balls and just dissolving, evaporating out.
Okay. So let me know as that goes away. We'll send in the healing spirits of light to quickly cleanse and clear that area. Is there anything behind those balls? So get the flashlight again, go to that spot, investigate. Is there anything else in the layer below it?
Mm-mm.
No? Perfect.
No.
Okay. Any other spots, colors, symbols, sounds, anywhere else in your body that we need to deal with today?
Mm, no, not seeing anything. Not hearing anything.
Okay. So, what we're going to do now is we're going to start to come back into the present life simply by first going to a time some years in the future of your life as Julie, so that you can bring back some future abilities and qualities of being and notice how they can naturally manifest later in your present life. So, let this be a time a few years in the future of this present life as Julie, at a moment where you can realize, I have reached another level as a healer. Moving up to a specific moment in the future of the present life with 3, letting it come up to another level on the healer's path with 1, stepping into that moment with 0. Now be there. Notice your face and your clothes. Where are you and what's happening?
I feel like I'm standing behind somebody with my hands on their shoulder.
Okay. And what are your emotions or thoughts?
I feel very calm.
Hmm.
I'm thinking about, I just had another flash of some Egyptian headdress, a
Hmm.
figure with the headdress,
Hmm.
a hieroglyph or something,
Hmm.
or a painting.
Hmm.
There's a little image of a serpent.
Hmm.
I'm thinking about those things as I'm standing with my hands on this.
Are you bringing in the energies from this particular Egyptian deity or pharaoh?
I don't know.
I don't
It's
know.
just in my mind.
Okay. All
I
right.
guess it's for a reason.
It is for a reason. Yeah. I want you to notice how your abilities are enhanced and that you have a lightness and ease. This is what it actually looks like and feels like to be at another level on the healer's path. And what I want you to do is really step into that moment and really let that moment become more and more bold and clear, crystal clear, like high definition. And I want you to notice what you're doing and the motivation and inspiration behind your actions.
What I'm doing, I'm still with this person. I'm lifting their arms up. Motivation is to help them.
Uh-huh. And I want you to notice how there's a confidence that comes with a sense of enhanced abilities and an enhanced sense of purpose. You're just getting clearer and clearer where you are going and how it feels to be there. And you can feel that here and now. So there is a deep sense of peace and wisdom to bring with you into the moment that Julie is experiencing now. Is there anything that you've just realized?
This feels good. I think the image of my one of my kids popped into my head. I feel like I could do this now.
Okay, beautiful.
Do that same motion, that is, and see what happens.
Okay, great. And know that at any time you can connect with your higher self through meditation or simply by turning your face to the sun to receive light codes that will provide you with further information. So just want you to soak in that feeling and that knowing. And I just want to congratulate you. You've done wonderfully in these 3 sessions. You've done great to preview possible future moments in this life and future lives on your future healer's path. We thank you, the you of all times, the you of past, and your spirit guides and your soul family for their help. We ask that they help you to integrate this future life recall into your daily life so that anytime you think of this session, you become more present in the now. You can write, catch your impressions, and continue to allow your mind to download the teaching lessons from your inner spiritual wisdom. In a moment, I'll count you up to 5, and at 5, you'll be back fully in the moment, feeling good. So coming up with 1, aware of your body. 2, into this time and place with 3, moving fingers and toes with 5, feeling good, eyes open, refreshed and alert.
Right.
Welcome back.
Thank you. Oh my gosh. Always an adventure. Wow. Does feel good.
Yeah? Feels good?
Yeah.
So just let that marinate. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
And as your higher self said, follow the breadcrumbs. I tried to get as much as I could for you, but they really wanted you to follow the clues. So it's going to be an adventure, my dear, and the clues will reveal themselves. But I think the main thing for me was really to follow your truth of nature.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And to just start incorporating that in everyday life. You saw the simple ways to do that.
Mm-hmm.
And to begin to see how you can follow your truth of nature and move away from clinical situations. Know that nature-based healing is as valid as clinical-based. Know that you still do a wonderful job in your current role, but just let the world open up and allow yourself to, as you said, listen to the trees, absorb the codes from the sun, and just let it unfold, knowing that there are many ways of healing and that you are on a path that you can choose at any time, that there is no wrong choices to be made. They all lead to healing paths. You have a very strong healing path. That's what it showed us, is that no matter which way you choose, there is no wrong answer. You will always be doing healing things. You just have to trust that.
Yeah. Yeah. Very cool.
So thank you very much for joining me over these 3 sessions. You know where I am if I ever can be of any assistance for any other sessions.
Okay.
And just shine the light on things. If you're ever worried, just shine that sunlight.
Yeah, that and the light rods. There's some good stuff to work to keep in the toolbox and to use. So this has been really awesome. Thank you so much.
You're most welcome. I'm very honored to have experienced it with you. So you take care of yourself today, and don't forget to let me know in the future what that postcard is of.
I will. I definitely will. Thanks.
All right.
I'll be waiting for it.
Yeah. I'll send you everything via the email. So stay in touch and let me know how it goes.
Okay. All right. Thanks.
Take care. Bye.
Hello, this is the final recording for the sessions that I did with Katische for the Healer's Path. It's proving difficult to summarize. I've tried a few times, so we'll see if this one actually takes. But I want to say, first of all, thank you to Katische for putting this series together. It's a really cool idea. And I think to have the participants go back and do the intros was super valuable. So I recommend doing that again, maybe if she does another series like this. It's proven a way to come back to the material after the pause with fresh eyes. For me personally, it revealed some overarching themes that maybe escaped my notice in the immediacy of having done the sessions. I'll talk more about that in a minute, but having to listen to the sessions made me realize a couple of things. First of all, I have a toolbox, new tools for my toolbox, rather. I have some stuff on my to-do list now. I may not have a specific ah moment. There was no gigantic revelation for me, nor did I expect it, nor should there have been. But to realize that there are some themes that escape my notice was a big thing for me when I listened in. Some of the themes are really that this stuff is simple. This is simple stuff. A lot of the healing work that I'm drawn to is about letting stuff happen. It's about seeing what's already there. And first of all, I want to preface that by saying that I realized a key thing, which is that a huge part of the healer's path for me is about healing myself. That's been an ongoing process, as it is for many, if not all people. It's something that I actively work on. I've actively worked on for years now. And these sessions have been really instrumental in, I think, making more progress on that path. And I think that's part of what needed to happen. I think that needs to happen before I'm really, clearly able to pursue the path as what I see as a healer of others. And I never will say that I heal others. That's the wrong terminology. But yeah, so healing myself, seeing that as a big thing. That was one of the big themes. The other was the simplicity, the beautiful power of the simple things, the uncomplicatedness of healing that can be. Just letting it happen, getting out of the way, sometimes removing blocks, sometimes just opening to what's already there. Those are really simple but important components to healing. So I have some tools such as doing Tai Chi. I had forgotten all about that, so I'm glad that I watched the videos again because I remembered, oh yeah, I was supposed to do Tai Chi. I have neglected my spiritual path quite a bit this past several months because of working more hours at my job than I had planned to, and also being busier with flowers than I had planned to. And also just, I don't know, I've just drifted away. So I'm being pulled back in now that winter's falling here in the Northern Hemisphere. You can see by my shawl, it's cold. That's a time to go inward. And having recently reviewed these videos and being reminded of some of these messages, the spirit guides, the higher self, the inner child, all that stuff, will be pulling all that in. I will be pulling all that into my work for the winter. The sessions were great. They were very, I guess, task-oriented, goal-oriented. Katische is really good at that. They gave me some practical tools. I actually created a tool myself, the Rod of Light, which is a really neat thing to have in my toolbox. And yeah, what else did I want to say about this? I think it was very clear that it's very clear to me still that I want to do hypnosis. Being the client was really revelatory. It's not the first time I've been the client, but once again, I saw as the client how powerful hypnosis is. And I use the word powerful too much. How amazing it is, how, I need a better word, how interesting and useful. And with hypnosis, you really have to trust. You have to trust that this process will show you what you need. It may not be what you expect, as Katische points out. But if you're open to it and you allow it to happen and you just trust what's there, whether it's a spirit releasement or a future life in some foreign planet, some other planet, just look past the truth of it, if you will, and just let it happen. Get the lessons out of it. Using the emotions of it. Those are keys to understanding what the heck you're being shown and why you're being shown it. And it's cool. It's really neat. I enjoyed revisiting the emotional stuff. I really enjoyed revisiting the releasement of the spirits, the attachment, and then the one on my mother, and then releasing her into her light. That was really cool. And I don't know if that came through in the videos because I tend to be a little bit repressed. When I know I'm being recorded, I don't show, I hold back on some of the emotional release. And I think that may have been the case in these sessions, but they for me experiencing it was really momentous and big and beautiful and cool, and made me realize once again, this is potent stuff. This is good work to do, and I plan and fully intend to incorporate it somehow. Just haven't figured that out. So the breadcrumb trail is laid. These are some of the breadcrumbs. I've not received the postcard yet. The year is not over yet, and I have been neglecting that, as I said before. I believe that as I turn back inward and start putting that intention out there, that will come to me. I believe that. And I don't care if it's by December 31st. I know it's coming. If it's not that, then it's going to be something else. I need to not look externally for signs and messages and all that. The stuff, it's already there. That's the overarching message. A lot of this stuff is already there. You just have to open to it. How it looks actually in actual specific everyday life remains to be seen. Having done these reviews of these sessions, I plan to review a couple of other hypnosis sessions that I have recordings for and get an overarching picture of this path that I'm on. I think that will help. I don't feel restless or unclear. I feel very comfortable with where things are right now. This process is unfolding and I'm letting it, and it's been fun to revisit these sessions with, and it was really great to do them. They were super valuable. If you're considering a session with Katische, she didn't put me up to this. I really recommend doing it. She's really good at what she does, and this is good work to do. Very enjoyable. I thank her again. I thank all of you for listening, and I hope you got something out of it. And I wish you all very well. Please be kind to yourselves. Please be open to the beauty of the world each and every day, and take good care. Bye.